If one is to fully explore the culture of American space travel, then one must come to Central Florida, home of NASA, America's bastion of blastoff. I'm also attempting to become England's first genuine male citizen to reach space. So, to aid both quests, I've gained exclusive access inside the hallowed marshland of the US Space Artist Organization. First, I wanted to look at the spacecraft I would soon be riding into the unknown. I was taken to this place called the launch pad because apparently there was something ready to launch.
Up behind you, you see the Mobile Launcher Platform, or MLP. On top of that, we have the two SRBs and the external tank. Mounted on top of that is the orbiter.
It was clear NASA liked acronyms. Okay, then.
And liftoff.
It seems like it's rather heavy.
Yes, well, that's why we've got all that thrust, to be able to get it to the 17,000 miles an hour it needs to go in about 8 minutes. So sitting here from 0 to 17,000 miles is about 8 minutes and about a quarter of the way around the world.
It was also clear we were standing in some sort of fire pit, perhaps an early psychological test for would-be astronauts.
Here we'll launch and we produce 6,000 mile an hour, 6,000 degree wind comes roaring out of here.
So we wouldn't want to be standing here then?
No, you wouldn't stand here very long. You'd be out in the fence or beyond.
And maybe not alive?
No, I'd very seriously doubt you'd be alive. The sonic energy would rip you apart here just from the sound.
Sound can melt a human being? Really? And astronauts are strapped to the top of that explosion? I think it's time we move on.
This is the CT, Crawler Transporter. It carries the shuttle from the VAB along this specially made roadway made out of stones. How's that for high-tech? To the launch pad over there. It weighs a staggering 6 million pounds and travels at an enormous 1 mile per hour. That's rather how I felt last night after I had all that Mexican food. I do like refried beans.
The VAB I referred to is this massive place, the Vehicle Assembly Building. The pictures don't do its giganticness justice. It looks like a leftover set from one of those old science fiction movies.
And who designed it?
Well, Dr. Debus and Dr. von Braun from Germany, they were the German scientists from the space program that they had during World War II.
They had a space program in Germany in World War II?
Yeah, they started rockets. That was the buzz bombs, the V1 and the V2, so that was probably the earliest rockets.
That wasn't space they were aiming at, that was London.
NASA originally built this place for the old moon rockets. Today, it's where my shuttle will be attached to its rocket friends, who will help punch a hole in the atmosphere when I launch.
3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff of Space Shuttle Endeavour, expanding the International Space Station.
I'm told the shuttle spends a lot of time shooting down asteroids and aliens intent on invasion and domination of our fragile species. It's all top secret, of course, and no one at NASA would confirm it. They deflected my questions with words like stupid. But the internet doesn't lie. Anyway, NASA did confirm the shuttle takes trips to this unusual structure, the International Space Station, currently orbiting above our heads as I speak. It brings supplies on these trips, things like food, and oxygen, and cake. It also brings scientific items, which are assembled in this giant white room known as the SSPF, or Space Station Practice Field. Or was it Preparating Functionabilityness? These acronyms get confusing.
In this building, we process, for final flight, every element of station that's launched on the shuttle.
And how do you process a space station?
They come in from different vendors, different countries, and we test them to make sure that they will function once they're on orbit.
In the spirit of international cooperation, the Americans now take foreigners' gear up to the space station. So this place is crawling with busy visitors who are made to dress rather eccentrically. Not sure why.
To give you an idea of the size of the International Space Station, imagine I'm at one end and you're at the other. There's plenty of room to go and find a little bit of extra space if the French contingent have been eating garlic again.
In between blast-offs, the shuttle lives in this place, the garage. That black square-filled panorama is actually the underside of the shuttle named Atlantis. why a space vehicle is named after a mythical underwater city is a mystery. The garage is a cacophony of coordinated clutter. Bits and pieces are everywhere, and I wasn't allowed to touch any of it. It was hard not to. I'm a toucher, not a watcher. But I resisted in the interests of science and the threat of instant removal from the state of Florida. My visual inspection of the Atlantis underparts did help NASA pass the Belden-Smythe competency test, making them worthy of launching this reporter into space. When presented with this fact, NASA officials said my final step was something called astronaut training. How much training do you need to strap yourself to a rocket? Apparently a little bit. So, to keep NASA happy and to confirm my place in English history, I will enter the dizzying world of astronaut training next.